Hello friends, welcome to BYD program and welcome to the new session of daily mains answer writing program, and this initiative will be the mission 2024. So let's start the first question. So read first question and find keywords. So first is, while local salinity patterns are indeed influenced by factors like rainfall and evaporation, the salinity of the world's oceans is determined by a complex interplay. What determines the complex interplay, okay, of various global processes? Analyze. So keywords are local salinity patterns and factors influenced by this salinity factors. What are the factors influenced, like rainfall and evaporation? And the next is, world's ocean is determined by a complex interplay or various global processes. So find key answers: local salinity and factors, complex interplay, and various global processes. And next is analyze. So we will put introduction, that what is the various global processes that influenced the local salinity. So this is the introduction. And in the body part, at first we will write that a small body diagram will frame in the sheet, and a small diagram, and ocean pattern also we can mention, okay. And we will write the factors, that factors determine the salinity of the ocean. So evaporation, freshwater flow influx, temperature, density, ocean currents, precipitation, atmospheric pressure, and wind direction. I remember that it is important that how answer will be, how will answer in how much words, how many words we will answer. So 250 words, okay. So this will be learned. So 250 words, this is also a keyword, like keyword, okay. So you can write the factors first after making a diagram, small diagram in your sheet, and then determine the patterns are indeed influenced by factors like rainfall and evaporation. The salinity of the world's oceans is determined by a complex interplay. So you can write the complex interplay, complexity, that world's ocean is determined, world's salinity is determined by world's ocean complexities. So write this various global process, how many global processes that salinity is determined by complex interplay. So you can write. And next is conclusion part, that you can write straightforward, that impact, okay. Analyze, this is the analyze is also a keyword, and you can mention the impact of salinity of global ocean phenomena, okay. And next is second question, that explain the primary and secondary factors responsible for the formation of ocean currents. And this will be write 250 words. So explain is the first keyword. Find keywords, okay. So don't forget primary and secondary factors, like factors responsible for the formation of ocean currents. So ocean currents is the third keyword. Next is primary and secondary factors. So we will write the introduction, what is the primary and secondary factor responsible for the formation of ocean currents. So we will introduce that formation of ocean currents. So this is the keyword, that formation of ocean currents. And in body part, that small diagram will be framed and then move to primary and secondary factors, that factors responsible for the formation of ocean currents. Factors like insolation, atmospheric circulations, gravity, and the effect of the Coriolis force, temperature and salinity differences, and water density, etc. So it's blah blah blah. You can write number of factors. And next is the what are the other factors, and you can mention those factors. And next is responsible for the formation of ocean currents. So these will be the factor. And what are the other body dimension that you can write, that you can write the impact of primary and secondary factors of the formation of ocean currents. Okay, and next is conclude to direct the answer. Okay, and next third question is, in the context of digital personal data protection bill 2023, examine the need to delicately balance between the right to privacy and the right to information and their coexistence in the digital age. So find the keyword in this question. So first you can introduce the digital personal data protection bill 2023. What is this? So you can introduce this digital personal data protection bill 2023. And next in body part is the, you can write the features, some features of digital personal data protection bill 2023. And after writing the features, the what needs to be know, what was need of this digital data protection bill 2023 and need of this bill. And next is the correlation between right to privacy and right to information and their coexistence in the digital age. So you can write that examine is also a keyword. And then contrast for and against, the negative and positive about this, the balance between, balance you can write, and you can balance these two keywords, that right to privacy and the right to information. Okay, mentioned this right to privacy and right to freedom, right to privacy and right to information. You can start answer with the contrast to each other and balanced between these two terms and their coexistence in the digital age. And you can also conclude with way forward. So this is the final question. Okay, next question is, analyze the role that an industrial policy plays from an economic growth perspective and its implications for sustainable economic development. So this is the 150 word. In 150 words, that is 2 pages, you can write only 2 pages in this question. Okay, so introduced the, so what is the keywords, what are keywords? Analyze industrial policy and from an economic growth perspective and its implications is another keywords for sustainable economic development. So first you can introduce the industrial policy. What is industrial policy? And in body parts, why needs of industrial policy? First you can write why needed industrial policy framework in India. And next is the perspective on its implications. Industrial policy implications for sustainable economic development. So some measures you can suggest for industrial policy success. So this question is all about implications on economic growth and development, such as promotion of domestic industries, innovation, job creation, and sustainable economic growth. These are the implications of economic growth and development. So you can write in answer. Okay, and conclude with summarizing these points with way forward. And next, fifth question, the assess the significance and challenges of harnessing tidal energy as a renewable source of power in India. So first you can find the keywords. So assess is a first keyword, significance and challenges of harnessing tidal energy. So these are four keywords as a renewable source of power in India. So these are the four keywords in this question, and you can introduce and how you can write in introduction that what is tidal energy, introduction of tidal energy, and in body parts that you can write the features of tidal energy which are initiated by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy for boosting the tidal energy. So you can start this, and significance or advantages of tidal energy, and then challenges of tidal energy, and then conclude with way forward. So this is a small number of keywords, and you can write very effective, and given some points to create a multiple dimension of this question, just such as the challenges, significance. These are significance that including predictability, low environmental impact, and potential to contribute to India's renewable energy goal. And what are the challenges? Challenges such as technological limitations, high upfront costs, environmental concerns, and site-specific requirements. So these are the challenges, and you can start with the way forward or suggestion of the Ministry of Renew and Renewable Energy, and what are the government initiatives to promote that in new renewable tidal energy as a renewable source of power in India, and conclude with the way forward and summarize this steps taken by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy in last or way forward. You can write this. Okay, and next question, like sixth question, that people with high emotional intelligence, this is the ethics part of the question. People with high emotional intelligence tend to excel in personal and professional settings because they can navigate international interactions with sensitivity and effectiveness. Discuss. So first keyword is discuss, and if question is not understood, then you can read in multiple time until and unless you will not understand properly. So read second time. So people with high emotional intelligence, first keyword you can find the emotional intelligence, that what you will introduce emotional intelligence in answer. Tend to excel in personal and professional settings because they can navigate interpersonal interactions with sensitivity and effectiveness. You can introduce what you will write in introduction, that what is emotional intelligence, and then that various in body parts and various components of emotional intelligence that help in excel personal and professional settings by reducing conflicts at the workplace and work effectively. And you will write in 150 words only. So a small answer is there, and it will be only 2 pages. So introduce the emotional intelligence and components of emotional intelligence, and tend to excel in personal and professional settings because they can navigate interpersonal interactions with sensitivity and effectiveness. So you can write this. Okay, and conclude by stressing on training public servants to use emotional intelligence for conflict resolution. This will also keep in mind that conclude when you will conclude the answer. So therefore, by stressing on training public servants, that is number of stakeholders involved generally in ethics or general study paper 4. So in this question, that emotional intelligence, the participation of a stakeholder, that is the public servant. So you can mention the conclusion by stressing on training public servants to use emotional intelligence for conflict resolution. Sorry for my some word meaning that I will pronounce wrong. So, and next question is, persuasion and influence are both concepts related to changing or shaping the behavior, beliefs, or opinions of others, but they differ in their approaches and underlying principles. Compare and contrast. So you can introduce the persuasion and influence are both. Persuasion and influence. Introduce the persuasion as well as influence. What is persuasion and what is influence, and are both concepts related to changing or shaping the behavior, and what are the role of persuasion and influence in changing or shaping the behavior, beliefs, or opinions of others, but they differ in their approaches and underlying principles. Compare and contrast. So you can write the difference between these two terms, persuasion and influence. Okay, and next is the contrast. What are the difference between these two terms, and why these two terms are generally not both these terms purpose of both these terms are rational or directional, unidirectional, but their factors are different. So you can mention their factors differ as well as similar. What are the purpose of both these terms, and what are differ in what way of the concept. Okay, so you can mention this and conclude with the not way forward, but conclude with this the property of the question. Next question is, the ocean floor is not a uniform expanse Rather, it is characterized by a diverse change of relief features that play a crucial role in shaping the Earth's oceans. Discuss the significance of studying ocean floor. So, in this question, you can start the ocean floor, various features of ocean floor you can mention, and in body parts, that is a small diagram you can frame and write the ocean floor, various features, various part of the ocean floor, and relief features, various relief features of the ocean floor. And what are the features of ocean relief? That is the continental shelf, such as continental shelf, continental slope, continental rise, deep sea plain or abyssal plain. Deep sea plain, also known as abyssal plain, oceanic drift or trenches, mid oceanic ridges, blah blah blah. You can mention these number of features of ocean floor. I start, you can writing from the introduction of the various types of the ocean, various types of the ocean floor, and in body parts, these are the features of ocean floor. And next is the, it is characterized by a diverse range of relief features. Okay, so characters of the ocean floor you can write that play a crucial role in shaping the Earth's oceans. Okay, and what are the significance? What is the significance of studying ocean floor? That you can mention that significance of the ocean floor in advantages or significance or advantages of ocean floor. That is the significance of the coral reef, significance of the mangrove forest, advantages of ocean floor for living flora as well as fauna living in the marine areas. So you can write easy way. Okay, and then we will move next question, that is the continental shelf of the Indian Ocean holds significant economic potential due to the presence of various resources that can be exploited for both commercial and strategic purposes. Examine. The first keyword is examine. And introduce. The continental shelf of the Indian Ocean holds significant economic potential due to the presence of various resources that can be exploited for both commercial as well as strategic purpose. So what you will write in introduction, not write the what is the continental shelf. No, it is not a core demand of the question. Core demand of the question that various resources, presence of various resources in continental shelf, that is in continental shelf there are various resources are present that can be exploited for both commercial as well as strategic purposes. So first in introduction you can start the presence of various resources in continental shelf, and in body part that the what are the significant of the continental shelf in economic potential, like economic potential that is in continental shelf, like you can mention also the mangrove forest as well as coral reefs. Okay, and next part is exploited for both commercial and strategic purposes. So making a small diagram, and you can mention it continental shelf, continental slope, and another. Okay, and conclude with the not way forward. Okay, in this question conclude with this features of this question according to this question you can mention. And next is the 10th and last question is the relationship between laws for criminal contempt of the court and the freedom of speech guaranteed under the Indian Constitution is a complex and debated issue. Comment your opinion on the issue, and you can write 250 words only. So, what is your introduction? What is your introduction? That introduce the what is the contempt of court. Introduce the contempt of court and its body part. Contempt of court and write those articles which are comes under which come under this contempt of court, like 215 and 129 for civil and criminal court. Okay, so you can mention these articles in introduction. And in body parts, that relationship between laws for criminal contempt of the court and freedom of speech, you can mention relationship between criminal contempt of court and freedom of speech. You can mention these two terms. Guaranteed under the Indian Constitution is a complex and debated issue. So complexities between these two terms means criminal contempt of court and freedom of speech. So these are the two terms which are in complexities. So you can write and debated issues of these freedom of speech and criminal contempt of court in India. Okay, and some Supreme Court judgment given regarding these two terms you can mention, and balance between these two terms also, and way forward, conclude with way forward. So you can mention easily, very effectively. And this is the last and 10th question. So today we will end this session, and tomorrow I will come with 10 questions with front of you. Then thank you for watching this video, and subscribe and like the video and share this video such that. Okay, thank you.